Hello friends, welcome to another video. I hope you're all doing well. If you are an OG subscriber to my channel, one of my first ever videos that you might have seen was this one here, my psychic experience, where I went into the details of a psychic reading that I had around that time. That video is now 5 years old. Can you believe it's been 5 years since I made that video? I don't even know where those years have gone, and I had thought of this idea already, but I didn't know if anyone would be interested in seeing it. And then I started seeing a few comments on that video saying, you know, is there an update? Did any of it come true? And so I thought it'd be fun to look back on that video. I haven't watched it in years, so I thought it'd be fun to react to it today, watch it, and let you know if any of those things came true. I also had another reading in 2018, I believe, I'm going to check that, by a different guy, and I've had a few readings from him over the years, but there is this one recording. Well, I recorded one of the sessions. I haven't listened to it you know, since that time, so I thought maybe it'd be a good idea if I reacted to that as well. I'll play some of it, any parts that are interesting, and yeah, I don't know, I just thought it'd be fun. So let's just get straight on into it. Oh, this is gonna be so cringe, isn't it? Hey
guys, it's Taylor.
I'm just gonna skip through some of the starting bit. God, I look so young.
Oh, I can see, do you have some kind of like cards, like not, she's like tarot cards, but she's like reading cards, and she's like, I can see you do readings for yourself or for other people, and that's really funny because I do have a pack of cards like that. They're not necessarily tarot cards, like the typical standard, but they are kind of like, they're like oracle cards. I will learn more about them and do more readings for other people. Yeah, she said that I would do it in like a shop.
Okay, so with the whole tarot card thing, I find that interesting because, yeah, I only had oracle cards at the time, and I actually just got gifted a pair of tarot cards. I cringe at the fact that I'm calling it tarot in this video. With the oracle cards and now with the tarot cards, I do actually really like doing readings for other people, but I don't do it as a job. So she was kind of telling me that I was going to work in a store and I was going to do it as paid work, and that's something that I've never done or even considered doing. I like doing it for my friends just for fun. I like doing it for myself for fun and for a little bit of guidance if I need it. So she was incorrect about that.
She said that I will do a market stall with another girl, and I will be making things and selling them in this market store. And it was funny because the whole time she was like going like this, and I was like, what the hell does this mean? But I was like, oh, okay, like, am I making necklaces or?
Okay, so with the whole market stall creating these hanging things that I mentioned, so again, I never ended up doing anything like that. I have done market stalls, but I've sold my secondhand clothes there. So, I mean, that's still something that you hang as well. Never had a market stall selling anything other than my secondhand clothes.
Bread and butter will be, well, that's how she put it, my bread and butter, so my money maker will be hospitality. And inside, I was kind of like, oh, like my heart just sank. I was like, really? I was like, hospitality, like, that's
so
not
dramatic.
really something that I want to do. I'm going to get into it very soon, and she's like, you're going to really enjoy it. You're most likely going to be like along like a waitress, not like a chef like preparing the food. And even then I was like, oh my god, like, because I like baking, so I was like, oh, if it's baking, like maybe I could do that.
As if I'd just become a baker.
You know,
I love that I love that I said that as if I have any sort of qualifications to be a pastry chef or a baker. I'm just like, oh, I like baking, so if someone was to hire me as a baker, that'd be great. Oh my god, I'm so naive.
Nothing against hospitality, but it's just that at this age that I'm at, I kind of want to be on track somehow to my main goal, or to the...
At this age, 5 years ago, so how old was I? How old am I turning? So I was 19 turning 20, and I was expecting like that she was going to tell me my career path. I sound like such a snob saying like, no, I don't want to do hospitality. Like, oh, that's so funny. Funnily enough though, I think it was a month later, I think in April or maybe May, I think it was April, I got a job working at Boost Juice after this video, which is kind of a form of hospitality. I wasn't a waitress. I was obviously making juices and serving customers, but I did really enjoy that job. Funnily enough, I was there for 2 years, met some really cool people, met my best friend. You know, I loved working there. The bosses were so nice. So it's funny that, you know, I did kind of do something in hospitality. That's just, yeah, that's funny. It's definitely different. I'm not like working as a waitress, but yeah, it's just, it is interesting that I did have something kind of like that.
She said when I'm about 23, 24, that I will move up north and live and work on the like islands that are up there. I will do my own research and look up jobs and all that kind of stuff. And so I'll move there and I will live there for 2 years. And then she dropped the H-bomb again and said that I would be doing hospitality again.
I just have to make a comment that my room is atrocious. Like, what was I thinking with those decorations? I've got so much going on the window shelf. My cushion and my just bed setup looks so depressing. And I've got like a dying vase of flowers in the back. And there's just crap on the bedside tables. It's just, even my style, like it's so different. I'm so different now.
So yeah, that was pretty much what she summed up again. Like,
so I never moved up north, never lived in island areas. No, I basically just stayed. I stayed living at home up until last year. I haven't even been on a holiday up north in the last 2 years. Yeah, I considered moving to Melbourne at one stage, so south. But that's nothing to do with islands. Yeah, that didn't pan out either, so I didn't end up doing that. No, that's something that never happened. So that is that video done. I only had a 15-minute reading with this woman, but let's go on to the voice memo. So just to give a little bit of a background, this was done at the end of August in 2017.
Okay, Taylor, now what I do is, this is part of the reading always sounds like I need strong medication. I look around the body, I pick up on the colour, which is aura, which comes through, and the colours which come through around people, I see it around most people, but it's got to do with different shades mean different things. And I also, on top of that, will see symbolism. Okay, so to me it's pictures or objects which I have to make sense of.
That was something really interesting, is that he sees your aura. Apparently, you know, your aura color can change and he sees symbols with the aura. And I remember the very first reading I had with him, he saw half orange and half purple. And I don't remember what he sees this time, but he's about to tell me. Something else that I wanted to mention, which is kind of sad, is this psychic actually passed away. I believe it was May last year. And yeah, it's really sad. So it's kind of weird hearing his voice, knowing that he's no longer with us.
Today what I get around you is I keep on getting a lot of royal blue around you. And the funny thing about it is, I'm not saying that you have to learn how to surf, but I kept on seeing you on a surfboard and it's like you're trying to get your balance and you're riding away to shore. Now, what this would mean for me, for you, would be, to clarify it all, it's got to do with, anything to do with the water, it's got to do with your emotions. Anything to do with the colour of royal blue around you has got to do with development, learning, growth, okay? And being on top of riding a wave means that you're staying in control, but you're going with it. And you're mastering, okay? And to me, you're heading in the direction as in getting to shore. So I'd say the royal blue could be learning, as in there could be some training coming in around you. If you are doing any studies, it could be also getting through some studies, but if you're not studying, it could be just work-related matters. And I do feel you're on top of it. And anything on the emotional level, you're feeling a little bit more in control. I do feel that you're going to have some choices about decision making, because I did see a yellow tug-of-war rope. Now, yellow means good mental headspace, and the tug-of-war rope means a little bit of undecidedness, which way to go.
Yeah.
Okay. So I do feel there's opportunity in front of you, and you're trying to make up your mind which way to go.
Okay, I'm just going to talk about what he said before about trying to decide on something. When I got my new job in January, I was trying to decide between a few jobs. So I had basically 3 job offers all at once, one of them being in Sydney, but I didn't really want to move to Sydney, and I wasn't sure on the position. It wasn't exactly what I wanted, and I wasn't sure whether to take that full risk into moving. So I can't remember at that particular time when I had the reading if there was any decisions that I was trying to make, but it was funny that, you know, just a few months later I was having to make this huge decision of which job do I go with and which path do I go down. So I feel like that's basically bang on.
I also see a love heart around you too. Do you have a partner?
No.
Are you looking into one?
Yeah.
Okay. Because there's a magnifying glass, and when you've got a magnifying glass, doesn't mean you have the data detective. It just means that you're assessing on where you're at.
Yeah.
There might be someone you've got an eye on here and trying to work out what's going to happen there. So let's jump in the cards and see.
That's so accurate. I was seeing someone at the time and I just was really not sure, and he's said that symbol to me before, the love heart with the magnifying glass, and the first time he said it, he said, oh, it's like you're analysing someone and the way they behave and the way they react to things. And then now he's saying it again. Like, that's really funny because both the times that he said it, I was like basically analysing someone. 2 different people, but I was like, do I want to date them? Like, I don't know. So yeah.
Getting into a cycle of your life that you are getting ready for a relationship, and you're trying to work out if this person, sussing them out, if they're something which could be a possibility or if they're compatible.
That's what I just said.
Work it out is to always, it sounds really weird saying it this way, but always look at your love life, you have to look at it as being like a car yard. You just don't get talked into buying anything.
Yeah.
Take it for a test drive, see it how to handle it, and like after a little while you can decide if you want to commit to it.
I never remembered he said that love life is like a car yard. You should treat it like a car yard. You got to test the cars and take them for a test drive. Oh.
It has to pass all that. It has to show that it's reliable, that it's functional, and that you feel comfortable with it. And when that's the case, great. I feel that you do need to suss out and work out love, and because you do have a love heart close near, I do feel that you will be having a relationship very soon, but I need to work out if it's one you like or well, the one which might be around, or if it's another one. So presently, are you actually in the work now? Or you're questioning?
Kind of, yeah. Like I've been looking like in my
career,
yeah, and then looking at a whole bunch of different.
Okay, because you got a little bit of that. See that?
I couldn't have been more vague. Like, I was trying to not lead him on too much and give him too much to go on, but in the same token, like, God, I was bad at just communicating. Like, all I needed to say was, oh, I do currently have a job, but it's not the job that I want, and that would have been more than enough. But I was just like, oh, like, you know, like I am, you know.
It's just saying that there's a few opportunities coming your way, and you're just going to be trying to work out what resonates. Take a road, feel a little bit unsure which way to go. So the old saying is, if it doesn't rain, it pours. So you might have a couple of job offers coming up.
Okay.
And you're going to go, well,
that's so weird. I love how all I did was laugh. All I went was because I was like, oh, nah, like, mate, I'd be lucky to get one job offer at this stage, mate. Like, but that was so true. That's so funny.
Now, because you got cards sticking there, it says, believe. Do not think you're going to be stuck unemployed. Do not believe that there's no work. Do you know that pessimistic saying? People go, oh yeah, seeing is believing.
Yeah.
I like reversing it. I like to say to people, believing is seeing.
Yeah.
So to me here...
Yeah, I like that. I can't get over how, like, monotone I am.
If you believe that there's work coming in which is going to resonate with you, and it's going to be right for you, and you're going to be happy emotionally, and you're going to be happy with the pay, and you keep on believing that it's coming to you, you're going to start manifesting choice. Because law of attraction is focusing on what you want is what you get, because it is like driving a car. If you want to get to a destination, you focus on where you're going and what your purpose of going to, and you keep on focusing going forwards. But what happens is a lot of people start looking in the revision mirror and they focus more on what's happening or just happened or what's distracting them on the sides. And the car swerves off the road because they're not paying attention on where they're meant to be going.
Yeah.
So here,
Far out. That was like a life lesson. It's funny because it's something that I almost need to hear now. So, oh, that's kind of nice. I kind of need to hear that right now with the current situation that I'm in of being unemployed.
and sometimes after a little while you can feel, oh God, is there ever going to be work for me? The answer is yes. You've got the fake card there. There's a job lining up for you here. It's going to be within weeks, most probably. So it feels like it's coming in sooner than later. So I hope I'm right. If it's not within 2 weeks, it might be in 2 months. But to me, I do feel that you're coming into a new cycle and you're having job offers coming through. There is also family talking about travel. So I don't know if that's been talked about. If it's been,
A little bit, that's funny.
it's going to manifest more. So from being a little bit of a, it'd be nice if we could do this, to we are doing it, and it's going to be good. So there might be still something eventuating a little bit later. It might be even getting into a little bit next year. I don't think I can quite.
Oh, that's interesting because I had just gotten back from Sweden like a couple of weeks prior to this. My family in Sweden really wanted to come to Australia and they ended up coming late in 2018 in December. So that's really funny that he says that and then he goes, oh, yeah, not till probably next year. So yeah, spot on again.
Here's your card here, and you've got a lot of learning coming in around you. So I would say that's work related.
Okay.
And another thing too is you're a traveller. Have you got a passport yet?
I do.
Good,
Yeah.
because it's going to be very well set. So the next relationship you're going into needs to also be a traveller. So you don't want somebody who's a couch potato
Yeah.
or always broke. You know, you want somebody who knows how to save up to do trips with you. So that feels very good indeed. So that's looking good. But there's light being shone on travel.
Yeah, I did go travel, like I had just come back from Sweden, and then in July in 2018, after I'd met Connor, we went to New Zealand together, and then last year we went to Croatia. So yeah, he's definitely a traveller, I'm definitely a traveller, and yeah, I would say he's right again with all of that.
Before that manifests, we have to manifest the work. I think it's got to do with you getting into the workforce and you feeling a little bit happier with where you're at. Okay. You have to make sure you keep your water intake up, and I'm also getting you fine-tuning your dietary needs too. So I don't know if you've been skipping meals. Good. Make sure you're eating right, and make sure you're being very balanced with your diet, because I feel that you're tired. Okay.
That's really interesting that he said that because I definitely don't drink anywhere near as much water as I should, and at the time I was working at Boost and he says, oh, I hope you're not skipping meals, and I didn't really skip meals, but working at Boost it was definitely tricky to have proper food throughout the day. So if I started at 6 in the morning, I would have, say, a piece of toast before I go, and then by 9 o'clock I'm like starving, and then my break would be at, yeah, like 9, 10 o'clock, and I'd have a smoothie, and then I wouldn't finish till like maybe 1 o'clock. Or if I started at 12 and worked till like 6 at night or 7 at night, I was struggling to try to have something like a proper lunch before I started work. I would kind of just have something small, and then when I had my break at 3 o'clock I'd have a smoothie again. So I definitely wasn't eating as good as I should have, but I was starting to have healthier juices like green smoothies and stuff like that, whereas when I first started at Boost I found out about all these different like hidden smoothies that were really yummy that weren't so good for me.
And I want to make sure you're having enough iron in your diet and enough vitamin D in your diet, okay? Because sometimes if you skip meals, or if you feel you're eating at different hours or you're not eating right, sometimes you deplete your body of what nutrients you need, and and before you know it, part of it's tiredness, but also you've broken sleep as well.
Oh yes, I did a lot of afternoon shifts at Boost, like starting at 12 or like 11, and I would stay up so late. I'd be going to bed at like midnight, 1 o'clock, and then sleeping in till like 9 or 10, which was so bad. So my body was probably just ruined. And it's funny that he mentioned like keeping the iron up, because yeah, I have definitely struggled with iron, and even last year I fainted from being iron deficient. So yeah.
You're not cursed when it comes to love. So you've had experiences and you just feel, oh, right, it won't work, and I just don't know. It's really a hard basket when it comes to relationships. It's a bit scary. And see on how you got the devil? The devil doesn't mean you're going to have someone who's the devil.
Oh, I definitely had partners that were basically the devil. No, but that's so funny that he said that I feel like I'm cursed at love, because I definitely felt like I was cursed at love.
Yes. You know, it's more to do with you feeling a little bit, oh, I don't know, what's saying I would pick the right guy, what's saying it's going to be right for me. See, it's overcoming your fears, and you're learning on how to stay empowered and not to lose the plot. A lot of people go into relationships, they just surrender to that person. You know, and it's all this giving the power over instead of going, well, it's a two-way street here. You know, we're coming together because we both treat each other as an equal. And to me, with this, there's this little bit of confusion around where you're at with love. And it's just saying that do not lose sleep over it.
Yeah, well, he's pretty spot on with that. I always felt like I put in a lot more when it came to relationships or dating, and received very little from people in return. And when I met Connor, it was just like a breath of fresh air. Like, he was so giving and so caring and so loving, and just unlike anyone that I had met.
So I always say this to people. You have to look at yourself as a business, and when people come in to look for work, they leave a resume. You're getting to the stage that you're thinking, I like to have a relationship, so I might look at starting to go through these resumes. Okay, so you start seeing a few resumes and you go, I might get this one in for an interview. So you might go on a date, and if you like that date, you get them on another date. If they pass that date, you put them on a trial. If they pass the trial, you put them on 3-month probation. In that time period, if they can prove to you that they can be your best friend, that they can communicate really well, they're very transparent, they talk about their emotions, their feelings. See, you want a boyfriend which is like a girlfriend. Someone who can go, gee, that colour looks great on you. Or, what do you think's missing in this food? You know, you want someone who's able to communicate about anything.
That is so true. That's so funny. I think I kind of brushed it off back then, but looking at Connor and I's dynamic now, I am such a communicator. Like, I will just talk to him about anything, and that is so true. Like, I wanted someone that was the same, and he's definitely the same. So yeah, that's so funny.
And when they can prove their friendship, that also starts proving their loyalty. It starts getting you to trust. The probation period is over. You give them the job because you know the boxes have been ticked. That's the best way to do it, because you get some people which walk through these doors and look at their cars and you see them and you go, oh my God, you're slumming it. Why do you go for these blokes? And the reason why is because they don't want to be single, or they don't think they're going to get someone, so they just go for anyone. And they usually pick blokes which got problems. Yeah. You know, it's like rescue animals, you know. They're always going to be a little bit mentally scarred. Yeah. And you have to treat them extra special. But to me, I think with you, you want to take them for a test drive and see how they handle. And I think that you got...
That's definitely how I used to approach dating. Is I was very like, we're not dating. Like, I'm not your girlfriend. Like, we're just seeing how things go. We're just going on dates. Like, and I think it was because deep down I knew they weren't right for me, and I knew that my heart wasn't fully in it. Whereas it's funny now to look at how Connor and I met is, you know, within such a short time we just started dating, and we had told each other we loved each other, and everything happened really quickly. And I think it's because it just felt right, and he was the first person to just like tick every box, honestly. So that's so funny.
Got definitely someone coming in around you, and it doesn't feel too far away, but don't be spooked. Okay, because I just get you, which you might see him, and in your mind you're going, he's approaching. This might be a good time to go and talk to someone, because you start getting a little bit nervous, you know, and I just don't want you sabotaging.
Yeah.
Okay. So just know that you are getting ready for love, that you're able to have some, show you a friendship which will grow into companionship, into a relationship. But to me, I really like to get the work sorted.
Well, that's funny because, yeah, I did get a job before I met Connor. So what, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. 9 months though. 9 months later, I met Connor.
So you want to be feeling like this cash flow. So it's
I think he thought I was unemployed, which I wasn't, but...
I don't really have any homework with that. So it's not like, oh, you have to do this. You don't have to get on Tinder or eHarmony. You don't have to do anything. It just naturally happens.
Oh, that's so weird. That it naturally happened as well. I had Tinder years ago, but not recently, and I really didn't want to go back on Tinder. I just did not have good experiences, and I met Connor naturally. I didn't meet him on any sort of dating profile or app or anything like that.
All frequency has to be a little bit more fine-tuned, and it's got to do with your confidence about yourself, and you're feeling settled and confident before you know it. Love comes in, and it's even giving a little bit of a star sign, which could be Taurus, Aries, Virgo, or Capricorn.
Oh.
Won't be one of all.
He's none of those star signs, but it is interesting that he said that I needed to be at a certain frequency, which is so true. I was feeling very down about myself, the job that I was working, and you know, once I had that job, it was like my first big girl job, so I felt really proud of myself, as well as, you know, I had this confidence the night that I met him, and I'm not usually like that. So yeah, I'm sorry that the lighting changed and the position probably changed, but I needed to charge my battery.
Just let him be the gentleman, let him be the one which has to prove that I'm here, what do I need to do to win you over? And that's where the interview starts. Okay, now there's some contracts coming in here, and it's saying it's within 3 weeks to 3 months. I said 2s before, now it's saying 3s. You got beautiful spiritual cards around your work here, which means that you are getting guided. It's very creative, it's great, I think you'll love it. So you're on the right path, keep on focusing on that, and you're getting through, so it's good.
And that's funny because he said in about 3 months, so what's that, August, September, October, November, December, the job came up, and I applied, had the interview and accepted, but I didn't sign the contract till January after Christmas. So that's really funny, pretty much right on with the timing.
Thank you so much.
Well, that was, the ending was just a little bit of stuff with family that was personal, so I decided to leave that out. And I definitely feel like he hit the nail on the head with pretty much everything. So yeah, that was really cool to look back on and think about. The First Lady, the video one that I did, definitely was a little bit off the mark there, but Luke, who I used to see, that last sidekick, he always was very, very accurate. So it's very sad that I can't go and see him anymore, but I do want to go to another psychic soon, and my sister found one, so we might go and see her. Yeah, maybe I'll do another update on what she says, and then another update 5 years later. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found it interesting. Make sure to give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.